On Wellness Spot with Luke Coutinho. And I must add this today. This is one man that I take so much inspiration from, not just me, but all of my family members by now, because we've had close connections with Luke, taken so much advice from him. And then I have so many of my friends who keep coming back and saying, you know what, we don't miss when you're talking to Luke. So thank you to my listeners for that. And thank you, Luke, for coming back.
Thank you, Annie. Good to be back.
Luke, today we're going to talk about fasting. Like I was mentioning a little while ago, that there are so many myths. Everybody wants to fast. I fast too, but I don't know, and I'm not too sure if that is the correct way of fasting. Although by now, after going through whatever books or theories that I've gone through, I thought I was okay. But every other time we have, new myths being busted. So it's like every day you're learning something new. What is your take on this first to begin with? Your personal opinion?
So, Annie, in the number one, fasting's become a fad, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay. See, the simple thing is if I have a good meal right now, okay, and it's given all my cells the nutrition it needs, and I'm not hungry for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, I'm fasting before my next meal.
Correct.
If I'm putting a snack in my body, I'm not fasting. Fasting today, people have put themselves into a box, 16-8. Why 16? Why not 15? Why not 17? And then people are like, yeah, I don't know. And then there are some people who say, I do these long fasts. It's okay, but the point is it's become a fad because everyone's different. Everyone's different. You know, some people, they say they want to drink late at night, eat late at night, and then they say, I'm going to fast for 16 hours. It's useless. You're not fasting. Fasting has to be a rhythm. It has to be a rhythm. So when you look at like Ramadan right now, there's a rhythm from morning to evening. When you look at Lent, when you look at how the Hindus fast, there are rhythms in their fasting. They don't just decide that, I'll finish a meal now and start fasting, because the human body works on circadian rhythms. When you look at Jainism, sunset to sunrise, you fast. That is the most beautiful and powerful way to do it. Or like in Ramadan, from dawn to sunset, you fast. There are rhythms. So the point is people misuse fasting, and then obviously they don't get the results and stuff like that. And sometimes they harm themselves because a lot of people think they're fasting, but they're starving themselves. They're putting their bodies under more stress. So everyone has a different niche. And I'll give you my own personal example. I can't put a number. There are some days where I'll fast for 21 hours. That could be once or twice a week. There are some days my body asks for food after 12 hours because maybe my workout the previous day was heavier. I used a lot of mental power. So it can't be the same every day because the human body is dynamically changing. So we should not put ourselves into a box. The simplest way that I like to align it is the earlier your dinner, the better it is. And then eat only when you're hungry the next day. So for some people, that could be 16 hours. It could be 14. It could be 18. That's up to you. But you listen to your body. And the simplest way to do it is when your body tells you you're physically hungry, not emotionally hungry, it's asking for food. Eat. If it's not hungry, don't eat. Automatically, your body is fasting. So these are some of the simple ways of looking at fasting.
You know, the circadian rhythm is something we've discussed earlier also. Fasting is also something we have talked about earlier. And then coming to listening to our bodies. Now, this is not something we take time off for. I've seen that more often than not. And people are usually confused about what they want to eat, or they're listening to the wrong signals. But look, we're talking about fasting, and then you say you must listen to the body. And when you say that it's maybe the next day you're hungry after 16 hours or 14 hours, doesn't mean you do that every single day and be unpredictable. It's a pattern that I think your body will anyway set once you start listening to your body. So this listening to your body is a very important aspect, I think, of every decision we make. Can you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, so Annie, listening to your body, I mean, your body knows the best. If people were just patient enough to invest in listening, most people would not need to complicate their lives. That's not just with health, even relationships, red flags. Your body's telling you there's a red flag. Your gut's telling you, but you still jump into it. You know, it's as simple as that. We have a gut instinct and we lose it when we're constantly plugged into the virtual world, and we lose that ability to listen to our gut instinct. So the point is, it's even true. You don't have to fast every day. If you're keeping a minimum 12 hours between your last meal and your next meal, that's fine. Because even go back into religion, okay? Ramadan happens once a year. Lent happens once a year. It's never been continuous. It doesn't have to be that way. I know so many people who only fast at these 5 points in the year, and they're still fine. I know many people who fast every day and they're still sick. The point is, do what suits you. Like I built a rhythm. 12 to 14 is my niche, and once in 15 days, I probably do a longer fast, like an 18 hours or a 24 hours, especially if I come back from a long travel. Now that works for me. But you don't have to do it every day. People are just trying to get into boxes. Now, again, if it makes you feel great, your energy levels are fabulous. Okay. You're maintaining a great weight. You're feeling good. You don't have nutritional deficiencies. Okay. Your diseases, if you have, are getting better. That's suiting you. Do it. But if you randomly push yourself in because everyone's doing it and it's herd mentality, the mindset has to change first. Because my longest living patients don't fast the way people are making it into a fad today. They don't do it. They have early dinners, their portions are smaller. They don't do these crazy things that everyone does today. So when you take fasting and you put science to it, it sounds amazing. But what sounds amazing in science doesn't have to always work for everyone, right? We have to look at actual people. If fasting was working for everyone, then all the people fasting should be no disease, great energy, all of that stuff. But it's not the truth, because there are people who do it the right way, and there are people who do it mindlessly and the wrong way.
Absolutely.
So listen to your body. Listen to your body. Your body tells you when to fast, when to keep a longer fast, when to break a fast. Social media will not tell you what to do. It will influence your thinking, which is always obviously the wrong thing to do. Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we need to listen to ourselves. We need to put, I think, a habit in ourselves to sit with ourselves, to know what really we are going through, and everything will align, your emotional health as well as your physical health. Thank you so much for this today, Luke.
Good to see you. Thank you, Annie.
94.3 Radio 1.